Josh Allen. It's this overarching question. Are they winning because of you? Simple. He turned sugar from Name me 3 of Josh Allen's receivers.
He doesn't have a prime time receiver.
So they were winning the game because of
Josh Allen's leadership.
Thank you. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. He had his best year statistically and could very well have been the MVP. Number 3, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is this era's most skillful, talented quarterback. But you can't do that without acknowledging that he does have subtle skill around him that may not always get the credit that they deserve because the quarterback gets that. He's always had a top 10 defense. He's always had the fastest player on his side of the ball. Not even to mention Andy Reid as a play caller and a coach. Number 4, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has the best wide receiver combo in the game. And he statistically had one of the best seasons in the last 10 years. If he would have had a defense, he would have probably been the MVP. But didn't even make it to the playoffs. He had to have put up them numbers for them to even have a chance. Number 5, Matthew Stafford. He doesn't get enough credit. If he's healthy, he gonna deliver. Number 6, Jared Goff. Number 7, Jaden Daniels. Number 8, CJ Stroud. 9, Justin Herbert and Baker Mayfield.
CJ Stroud, after the year that he had last year, you think this year is the bounce back year for him?
CJ Stroud, Tank Dell stripped away from him. Stephon Diggs stripped away from him. Nico Collins stripped away from him for a couple games. These are all determining factors that you got to play in. When you look at Jaden Daniels, he has some resources around him. Those guys was balling, bro.
Now, my question mark on your list, the Baker Mayfield. Why did he make number 10 on your list?
He's too erratic. When he's good, man, he's good. But, man, when he's bad, it's like, why do you throw that pick?
So that's what Cam Newton said on this podcast, and a lot of people started calling him.
Well, forget all that. Shouts out to Self Chalk for the editing, but for the wordplay, people criticized that he didn't have Jalen Hurts in his top 10 and made it about Jalen Hurts as he felt Jalen Hurts wasn't a top 10 quarterback and continued to double down on that fact. Now, we're going to get to that, but first, let's drop the intro so we can do what we do. Hi, I'm Carcino. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. No one knows Carcino and none of these. There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. So when these statements was made, T.O. was the first one to echo. You wouldn't be judging him if you had all of that and wasn't playing well. This is Skip Bayless type of statement with dreads. Don't be mad at Jalen because he's making great decisions. Maybe have you made the decisions to jump on that ball? Just maybe. Y'all will say anything to go viral. This isn't it, Cam. So that led to a whole plethora of people talking, including Ryan Clark, who has voted himself spokesman for all Black people. Here's what he had to say.
Do you feel though that response is disrespectful to Jalen Hurts? We have to stop allowing people to have excuses to disrespect Jalen Hurts. Cam recently said I was playing things safe, so let me cook for a second here, right? So there's different ways to look at it. Historically and presently, Jalen Hurts is the top 10 quarterback, and you're going to look at it different ways. You're going to look at talents above X's and O's, the ability to help your team win, and then to me, it's proximity to the GOAT. Let's take Cam Newton, right? What made Cam Newton great? He could be powerful in short yardage and goal line. He could extend plays with his legs. He was this big physical presence. So is Jalen Hurts. Right? Cam Newton went to the playoffs 4 times. Jalen Hurts been to the playoffs 4 times already. Cam Newton went to 3 Pro Bowls. Jalen Hurts already been to 2. Cam Newton was an MVP, and he got to the Super Bowl, and he forgot to bring his cape. When Jalen Hurts is going to the Super Bowl, he's brought his cape, and he's also brought the Avengers with him, who are not even in D.C. They in Marvel. Right? And so now let's think about this. Okay, let's go to winning. Eli Manning is going to be a Hall of Famer. Why is Eli Manning going to be a Hall of Famer? Because he had 2 epic runs to the Super Bowl. And in those Super Bowls, he played great. And he beat the GOAT, not only of that time, but the GOAT of the era, right? But he's only been to 4 Pro Bowls. He never got an MVP vote. He was never an All-Pro. Jalen Hurts has done all of those things. Right now let's look at Jalen Hurts in this time. In the Super Bowl, how do we measure every quarterback in the AFC? What is your proximity to Patrick Mahomes? You know the 3 quarterbacks that's beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs? I know who they are. They're Joe Burrow, they're Tom Brady, and they're Jalen Hurts. And not only did Jalen Hurts beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl, he outplayed him in the Super Bowl. And so now here is what I think. If you don't want to count Jalen Hurts in your top 10, I have one question. Who's in the top 10? And how do you get there? And the last thing is this, right? Cam Newton is using excuses to not put Jalen Hurts in the top 10. Excuses are tools of incompetence that build monuments of nothingness, and those who major in their usage are non-achievers. The ring that Jalen Hurts is walking around with says top 10 to me. Tell Cam to show you his.
Cam Newton responded.
Now, Cam did go ham after that and went in on everybody. And epic Cam fashion. And it was great because a lot of people are using emotion and feelings to garnish their thoughts and attack Cam instead of attacking the argument that he put out there and said when it came to Jalen Hurts. Right? So with Cam, that the narratives always changed.
Attacking the message. Terrell Owens, we all know that you don't have the best relationships with your quarterbacks. Me being a quarterback, I'm just going to leave it at that. Gillie, you posted me on your social story. And Peggy, I got a question to ask. Can you name me one Gillie Da Kid album? Damn. Did you know his album was Philadelphia? Damn.
Jalen Hurts is the quarterback you got to go through in the NFC to win the Super Bowl.
You do not need to go through Jalen Hurts.
Who do you need to go through?
The Philadelphia Eagles. Damn. So since that we want to attack the messenger, Ryan Clark. Okay, let's pull up your stats. Second team All-SEC. We cannot relate. Undrafted in 2002. We cannot relate. Won Pro Bowl in 2011. We cannot relate. People keep attacking Cam, the person, or why he didn't jump on the fumble, comparing and contrasting. So when I compare and contrast you guys' statistics and Dan Orlovsky, never mind. But the message here is Jalen Hurts. This has nothing to do with me hating. Eagles fan, this has nothing to do with me being bitter. This is just my thought process in evaluating quarterbacks. Let's make people debate about sports again. There's too many homeboys in the industry. There's too many insiders that are moved by relationships. Well, you're not talking about the person. You're more or less talking about their performance. And that's what I will talk about. Did you know, Peggy, Jalen Hurts only threw for 2,900 yards in the whole season?
Yeah, 2,903 yards.
Did you know that his former teammate at Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa, threw for 36 yards less? You know, the kicker in that is?
What is it?
Tua only played in 11 games. Baker Mayfield threw for 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, and 16 interceptions. Justin Herbert's stats, 23 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. So what are we talking about here, ladies and gentlemen? Cam hating on Jalen? No, that's not the case. He doesn't need to play elite for his team to be successful. They're not winning games solely on his performance. The elite guys is. He lacks nothing in the skill department. But like I told him, team situation doesn't require you to showcase your individual talent. These guys that I put on the list are all valid. So stop coming for me as if I don't know this game of football.
So that's what Cam Newton said about Gillie. Let's check out what Gillie had to say in response.
Good day, Cam Newton. I seen you came at me because I said Jalen Hurts did what you couldn't do. That was win a Super Bowl. So you want to get all in your feelings. Man, shut your tight jean wearing ass up, man. Nigga, you had on a jersey with a bow tie, you corny ass nigga. Get out of here, nigga. You will never be able to fuck with Jalen Hurts, nigga. You super goofy, corny ass nigga. Get out of here, nigga. What you do? You won MVP, won a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl MVP. And you hating on him because he did what you couldn't do, nigga, win a Super Bowl. And he been to 2 of them. So when you hating on him, nigga, just know you wasn't better than him, nigga. You talk about, can you name one of my albums, nigga? You ain't got to be able to name one of my albums, nigga. Fuck wrong with you. You in my space. You ain't bigger than me in this space, nigga. You a low-ass boy in this space, nigga. You low-ass boy. I could come sign you, nigga. You low-ass boy. What you talking about? You, nigga, don't ever hate on Jalen Hurts, nigga. I know it hurts your fucking feelings that you wasn't Jalen, nigga. You non-Super Bowl having ass nigga. And let's be for real. Let's be for real. You out at clout chasing, man. You interviewed a nigga on your platform who ain't nobody, and he got on there and talked about Deion Sanders, Beyonce, Jay-Z, a bunch of. Come on, man. You a Pro Bowler, man. You made millions of dollars, man. That's the type of content you chasing, man. Get your goofy ass out of here, Cam. Super goofy ass nigga, tight jeans, jersey with a bow tie wearing ass nigga. Fuck, you thought you called the right one out, you super goofy ass nigga. Right.
So yeah, guys, that's the comments that Cam Newton had made.
Shouts out to Self-Talk for once again chopping it up. But let's get this into perspective. Gillie just doing his, his Gillieism. Once again, his super goofiness himself. Yeah. You ain't scoring no touchdowns no more. Nickel. Well, let's address this. First of all, shouts out to all the quarterbacks that was named. I'm honored that people wanted to know my opinion on this subject. But based by QBR, right, and not personal feelings, which he said this was based upon. He brought up Jalen Hurts' passing yards, but he didn't bring up the fact that Jalen Hurts' rushing yards were greater than any quarterback probably in history. His accuracy, lack of turnovers. He didn't bring up any of these factors. He just tried to bring up the fact that he threw for less yards than Tua. Okay, as if passing yards is the best way to equate a quarterback. Look at all the passing yards he does. When passing yards to me should end where a receiver catches the ball. I have always been a strong believer in that. The yards that the receiver gets after the catch should belong to the receiver. Right? But that's neither here nor there. But still, overall efficiency of the game and saying his skill set. He's someone who's excelled at the quarterback position and got better each year. Where you just didn't really, you started off at a level, never really kind of excelled and kind of died down. And I do believe it's kind of personal with Cam Newton as well, You see, Cam, the reason why it became personal with you is due to the fact that you look in there and see a mirror image. He almost resembles you. Everybody loves him. And you hate it that this guy comes in, wears your number one. All the women say he fine. They love him. Black quarterback, getting all this press. And he's going to Super Bowls. And he winning. And you got the one Super Bowl. And really, your teammates failed you in that Super Bowl. And if you did get on the ball, it was still a turnover on downs. It was still over. That wasn't going to win the game for you. So it's just a knock that people use on other people. They make a cliche and they was, if Cam would have jumped on the ball, the game was over. Jumping on that ball wasn't going to mean nothing. So if you break down and assess the quarterback situation, Jalen Hurts accomplished everything you wish you had done already. Winning that Super Bowl, getting the team there multiple times. He's outplayed Patrick Mahomes in both Super Bowls. And outplayed your performance in both Super Bowls. But it's not about Jalen Hurts and Cam Newton, right? So we just going to keep that there. But in my opinion, you made it personal. You made it about you, even though you're trying to say, I'm just talking football. Okay, well, let's talk football. So if you go by all of his complete stats of any quarterback in the NFL, Lamar Jackson is ranked number 1. Okay. Josh Allen in overall complete QBR stats is number 2. Joe Burrow is ranked number 3. Jaden Daniels is ranked number 4. Number 5 is Jordan Love. Number 6 is Jared Goff. Brock Purdy is ranked at number 7. Patrick Mahomes is ranked at number 8 in overall quarterback QBR for last season. Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts are tied for 9th and 10th in total quarterback QBR. That means the Justin Herbert and Matthew Staffords and the Baker Mayfields that you all put in front of Jalen Hurts were not there. Now, do I use QBR to determine my factors of top quarterback? No. But when people select their top quarterbacks, are they not using fandom? Are they not using their own personal opinions on what they think and what they believe as quarterbacks? Of course they do. They all have their biases. They put their bias at the front of the gate. You know who everybody believes is the best quarterback? Joe Burrow. They think Joe Burrow was the best quarterback, laid the strong foundation for everybody there. And he should have been the MVP last year. That's what they said. Lamar Jackson, number 2. Lamar Jackson is the closest thing to Joe Burrows. But he's got to learn to pass more. That's what they said. Number 3, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, oh my God. That Josh Allen. Can't stop Josh Allen. His passing rate, look at what he's doing. He's improved in the game. He's most valuable player. And the guy can't throw a slant pass to save his life. Now, number 4 is Patrick Mahomes. According to the fandom list, you can't see Patrick Mahomes not ranked that high. That doesn't make any sense. You got to have him ranked that high. It's a crime not to have that man ranked that high because he's Patrick Mahomes and he's just so special. I mean, he's special. Him and Kelsey and the way they work together, the boy is special. Special, I tell you. So if you start looking at those charts, you automatically know which way they're going. That's the top 4 quarterbacks. Number 5, they have Jaden Daniels as a rookie. This guy is so incredible. The way he could just deal with pressure, keep coming forward. This quarterback here, he's something else. And you cannot discredit. At number 6, Jared Goff. Jared Goff is just tremendous. The way he played and he ascended into this upper echelon of quarterbacks, his resurgence after what happened with the Rams, Jared Goff is now, after that Super Bowl, he's there. He's going to get the Detroit Lions all the way to the finish line. Who did they have after him? After Jared Goff, their beloved, can't let go of Justin Herbert. His accuracy, his hard talent, his athleticism, his ability to run a heavy offense. The hell is a heavy offense, right? His low interception rate. That Justin Herbert is incredible. Then they put a 38-year-old Matthew Stafford from the Rams. He's defying father time. He's turning back the clock. It's Matthew Stafford. Then they have Baker Mayfield. Baker has resurged himself in Tampa, and he's showing great leadership, mobility, and aggressive style, resemblance of Brett Favre and that gunslinger mentality. Now it's the gunslinger mentality. Brett Favre won 3 MVP awards. What are they talking about? But I tell you, this is the way it works. So they all have personal appeal when it comes to this situation. It's all personal. It's all about who you like. It's all about where you rank these people. Oh, the last one on the list, they had Jordan Love. He showed great brilliance before his knee injury. And with a full off season under Matt LaFleur, he's positioned to climb higher this year. And let's not forget Brock Purdy as a guy to look forward to. And I'm saying keep an eye on Bo Nix. Kyler Murray needs more help. Aaron Rodgers is in the twilight of his career. And can Dak Prescott turn into the Dak Prescott of 3-4 years ago? These are the guys they talk about, right? They just don't talk about Hurts. And that's okay, because he's going to make you talk about him once he keep winning Super Bowls and keep going to the championship. They haven't even ranked Caleb Williams, really, so it doesn't matter, right? So the Aaron Rodgers didn't crack top 10 quarterbacks because he can't do it anymore, or he doesn't have the horses. He doesn't really know how to win games that he's not controlling. He has to be able to control the game, control the outlook, control everything that's going on in order for the teams to be successful. So other than that, you're not going to see the full potential greatness of some of these players that was named in development. The way I look at it is clear. I choose not to pick a dog in the fight. I'm just saying, to me, Jalen Hurts is completely in the top 10. The way he played, the way he outperformed the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they've had a top 10 defense his entire career. Patrick Mahomes has always had a top 10 defense, right? He's always kept a guy in there that can keep the teams honest. He's always had some weapons. Joe Burrow, I can't really rank because he's always had weapons. He even gave him his wide receiver from college. They gave him everything. He had a running back. He had Mixon when he came in the league. He had all the weapons to be essential. And he just wasn't at that level yet. So, yeah, it's like, oh, wow, look what he got. He got Jamar Chase. He's got everything he needed. So my thing is this, not to take away from Joe Burrows. They don't use that against Joe, even though he's got all the weapons. They gave Josh Allen all the weapons. This guy had everything. He had a loaded wide receiver team. He had everything on the table, and he squandered completely. So I attribute a lot of that to him personally, more than anything. So don't forget to go to the Patreon. We do have the breakdown with Jordan brand and Nike. Michael Jordan was going to leave Nike at one point, and it was, I'm not saying he's going to leave, but if he was up for renegotiation, and he was near the end of his basketball career with the Chicago Bulls. They were winning championships and the money was flowing, but they had to start looking at the future of what was going to happen when Michael is gone. So, like I said, shouts out to Kwame Brown Buzz Live. Welcome to HDII TV. My Patreon, which is Carcino for Life. Definitely go join, become a member, sign up, and we can definitely keep giving y'all exactly what y'all want. And I'm out. Hi, I'm Carcino.